just to give a refresh, basically Komal is a freelance content writer and a copywriter, and she has been into this field. And considering the age Komal has, she has really created a good network presence over social media. When I talk about professional mediums like LinkedIn, which is of course a hub for every sort of professional communication, Komal has managed to garner over 30K followers in such a short span.
As I was saying, I think we got disconnected earlier. So, yeah, so while during the pandemic, I got extremely bored. I did not know what to do, and I was practically looking for an internship. I had done a couple of internships in content writing before,
Hmm.
but they, like the new internships that I was looking for, they were not providing much of learning experiences. So, as my hunger for learning grew, the satisfaction that came from it started decreasing. So instead of looking for an internship, I thought, let's experiment. And then I made a LinkedIn profile.
Yeah.
And I attended a couple of webinars to see how LinkedIn actually works because that was a completely new platform for me, given it's like completely different from Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter and Facebook. So I had to work my way around it. So I attended a couple of webinars to understand the platform, and then I started creating content and everything, and within 2 weeks I got approached from someone who was looking to hire a freelance content writer, and I randomly took up the project. So that is when I started freelancing. So it was not planned, it was absolutely accidental, but I'm super glad that that prospect reached out to me, converted into a client, and I started working because that was my first milestone,
Yeah.
achieving a client within 2 weeks. I started LinkedIn. And since then, there's no looking back. I've been working with a couple of individuals and CEOs and startups and brands, and still the list is continuing. And it's quite good because, because of the pandemic, there were a lot of new freelancers, and LinkedIn actually got overpopulated. But as that went on, there were a couple of new people who joined, like me, and then they started exploring the same stuff, freelancing, content writing. And so I think though it was an accidental thing, I am very glad that I took that step, and it actually shaped out to be a great, great part of my life, which is right now. And when I at that time I was clueless, but now I do have a sense of direction. So I would owe it to LinkedIn, my first client, and now the community of writers and freelancers that I am associated with. Right. So
Yeah.
the content is something which will never go out of style, nor will it go out of our life. Like everything you consume today, be it your social media post, be it the description on your biscuit packet that you have every morning, or the
Yeah.
Netflix description that you see right before watching a movie or a series. Everything is content, and that's written by a content writer, copywriter, everything, right? So that is not going out of style anytime soon because we need content to communicate, we need content to put our word out there, and we need content to form a community. And since all of us human beings are, you know binded by stories, if you want to communicate stories, you need content. If you want to
Hmm.
communicate an emotion, you need content. So that is never going out of style. And even though a lot of people
Yeah.
talk about artificial intelligence taking over content writing in the near future, I don't see that happening, because you can, like, AI can do a couple of things, but when you want to communicate with humans, you need a human to write it, right? So content is never going out of style, and it's only going to rise up because, especially because of the pandemic, a lot of brands, um, a lot of them that I've observed on social media, especially LinkedIn, have realized the importance of content and including them in their marketing strategy and in their outbound strategy to communicate with their customers and with other vendors, be it
Yeah.
B2B, B2C. Everyone is realizing that content is an essential part of their brand. And so it's like booming more than ever before. So I think that's a really great head start. And now everyone is actually realizing how important content is in everyday life and how important is the work for a content and copywriter.